near and dear to our heart is the Roger Stone upcoming trial. And we've had Roger on the show many times. And don't forget to go to stonedefensefund.com. And you can also go to 1776.shop to get any of your Stones goods, Stones gear, Stone garments. But you want to talk to Sam about Roger's case?
Well, no, I'd be curious, as someone who was interviewed by the Mueller team, one, what you think of the Mueller investigation and Mueller's press conference last week in general, and then specifically how you see as a lawyer and as a friend of Rogers, how you view Rogers' upcoming trial.
Despite what Roger thinks, I am a friend and a supporter.
I know you
are. So the first thing I would say is, and this is where I have criticism of Donald, I don't think anybody's getting a pardon from Trump, at least before the election, probably not at all. And Roger is the only one who actually really deserves a pardon. Roger's case, Roger's charges are the equivalent of Scooter Libby. Roger has really taken a bullet for Donald, and I would hope that Donald appreciates it, even though Roger does things that are making everybody's lives more difficult. In terms of what Roger was charged for, it was gratuitous, it was ridiculous. He did nothing to obstruct that investigation. It's irrelevant if he had talked to Donald about WikiLeaks. I'm not saying he did or he didn't. I never heard that. And they've really gone after him. From the minute I walked in there, all they wanted to know was about Roger, and they wanted to know things like, who did Roger work for? And
Sam, you're an attorney.
Yes.
Among other things, political strategist,
yes.
Part of the early team in 2016 elect Trump. So you've been all through the system and you understand the legal side of this. One question I keep asking our audience and experts that come on is, Roger's being charged with obstructing justice.
Right, among other things, yeah.
The crime that was being investigated was collusion, coordination, conspiracy. If there's no crime, then how did you obstruct justice?
Well, he's actually charged with obstruction of proceeding, for obstructing a congressional proceeding. That's what he's charged with.
Proceeding.
Yeah.
So,
that's like I see what you're
Eric
saying.
Holder, right? He got a recommendation for contempt.
Right, he wasn't actually indicted.
I'm just saying, but these things are administrative things. There's no.
Well, that's the problem with the obstruction of justice statute. When I had documents due on a Wednesday when I was going on TV saying, I'm not going to do this. This is ridiculous. The turnaround they wanted from me, the amount of time they were taking, the way they were treating me. They were talking about sending people to arrest me on a Monday when I had until a Wednesday to hand in the documents. They had to take what I did. They didn't like it. They had to take it. This obstruction of justice statute is so broad. You don't need intent. You don't need an underlying crime. The issue that they argue the government is that it hurts their investigation of how they find the truth.
I say to my Attorney General, hey, I'm telling you 100%, I did not do this. Cut it out. Stop wasting money. Okay, the investigation is wasting the taxpayers' money. Stop it. I know it didn't happen. When I'm asking you to stop it, I already know that. Then you find that. So I wasn't obstructing a proceeding or an investigation.
Okay,
I was trying to go on with the business.
Well, let's get to President Trump. They list 10 incidents or 11 incidents in Volume 2 of the obstruction of justice. I would say 8 or 9 of them I'd throw out on their face, exactly for essentially the reason you're saying, because they finished the investigation. All he was doing was complaining. There were 2 incidents that I think are problematic, but at the end of the day, despite what Donald wanted them to do, and I'm going to talk about McGahn and my good friend Corey Lewandowski, despite what he wanted them to do, they didn't do it. With Don McGahn, essentially what Trump, it could be construed that Donald wanted McGahn to put something in writing to have a trail of paper that would have been false. That's what it could be construed at, okay? But he didn't do it. It didn't happen. He didn't do it.
He didn't do it.
The second thing, where I think it could have been, frankly, impeachable and indictable, was having a private person go to Sessions and tell Sessions,
shut it down,
shut it down, fire them, and change the entire scope of the investigation, namely because it's a private person.